What's up, everybody? It's T-Rob and my man KNTX. I'm excited tonight because I've known this guy for a very long time. He actually brought me into crypto, believe it or not. We lost money together in crypto.
We did. We paid. I call it paying tuition, bro. We paid the tuition at the School of Crypto Hard Knocks. So
yeah, man, you grinded and stayed in it. I ran, dude. I was like, no way, man. So
I was like, no, dude. We did this wrong. Just wait. The future of money isn't going away, bro. So I dragged him back in, kicking and streaming.
For sure, man. Man, I'm just thankful for you to come on. I mean, I know you're busier than heck, dude. You got your hands in so many things. And first thing I just wanted to tell people is like, this is one of the best dudes there is. And I'm not saying that because you're in front of me, but I've known you, man. I was trying to think, dude, we've probably known each other for over 10 years now. So
a little over a decade. I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, and I can just tell you outside of crypto, he's one of the best dudes I know. So I always want to tell people that, and I'm always bragging that I even know you, you know. So and I know your grind, man. I've been around your work.
Aim your bar a little higher, my friend. Well, thanks for the kind words, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So
I didn't even know you liked me until now. I thought I lost you money in 2017. You're like, I don't even really like this guy anymore.
Oh, so. that was my wife. She didn't like you. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Fair enough. We all have that buddy we lost money in crypto and their wives don't like them.
So that's right, man.
I'm just one of many.
For sure.
She's still kind to me though, so she's a good person. So she's still willing to be kind to me even when she sees me. So
yeah, man. So what's new, man? Talk to me about like give me the dirty, man. Give me the inside. I mean, I could go through a list of things that I know you're involved in, but I just, I want to kind of just freestyle and let you kind of talk about what you want to talk about tonight.
Okay. Well, first off, I miss the community. I haven't been on Twitter for almost 6 weeks, it feels like. I jump on every now and then just to throw a comment out there, or someone lets me know, hey, you need to go check out this Twitter post. Like I'll catch it in Telegram or something. So I miss the community, and I plan on streaming again more. We just, we're on that grind. There's things we got to get done, things that we've got deadlines, and we need to keep. Hey, thanks, Jess. 10,000 subs, man. It was cool to reach that. That was really cool. We reached that last Friday.
Yeah, I saw that. It's cool.
Meant the world to us because we've been like you said, T-Rob. We've been. Yeah, I do look rough. Thanks, Hextown. I appreciate that.
Me too, man. My eyes are. I look like I've been in a fight, man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
that's your lighting. I'm gonna blame your lighting on that one.
Okay, man. I've got it way low because I don't want anybody to see my eye, dude.
There you go. Well, I feel like with all the things that we're doing, I'm waking up early. I'm going to bed late. I'm losing sleep in the middle of the night, waking up going, this needs to get done and that needs to get done. And so there's just it's worth it though. It's one of those, we're in a building session right now. We're really just on the grind to build, and we've got some really neat things coming out for you guys. I spilled the beans for all of you Hexicans out there on some of the projects that we're working on Corrito Stylist's channel. She interviewed me earlier today, and there's stuff I talked about. So yeah, MCA is probably our biggest one. There we go. Can you talk about MCA? Give us some details. Yeah, absolutely. So we are hitting the $1 billion benchmark at today's Hex prices for assets under management. Now we say that we use that term loosely, assets under management, because we never control the keys. So you always control and retain ownership of the keys to your crypto. So you're not giving your crypto to anybody. That's totally up to you guys. I've been extremely impressed about, that's a great ticker at the bottom. I've been extremely impressed on the people who have signed up for MCA. A lot of them are very wealthy individuals before they even made money in crypto. So they understand the need for asset protection, estate transfer, litigation protections, the tax benefits that can come along with certain types of trusts and how you implement those, and what is the correct vehicle that you offboard into fiat. And then creating fortunately, thanks, man. I appreciate it, DB Cooper. It's true though. He's right. He's right. So there's lots of different vehicles like real estate syndication, for example, that we can get people some passive income outside of crypto. Because really, the point of MCA is to be the base layer for all these other financial products that we create, so that people can jump into them, already be accredited,
Bless you, man.
have their thanks, man, have their accredited investor status. Um, have options for these big deals that you just normally can't get into by yourself. It also looks good when you can show that kind of AUM when you start to go to other companies when you want to do real partnerships in the future, to say, hey, we're a firm that specializes in crypto with tax and legal advice. And it also helps us to be able to do some of these partnering deals and we've got some in the works, and I'll talk about a little bit of those going forward. But it's really like going back to what I was saying, the guys that have signed up, and the women too, usually husband wife combo, they just get it. They already understand legacy finance. They already understand asset protection. Like they've done their shopping. They've looked for other options. They're coming back to us and saying, yeah, after telling them what you're going to charge me, and never having and pay it one time, one and done, and be covered for the rest of my life. No one else is offering that out there. So I've been
Yeah,
really proud of that. And then we're building everything else off of that.
yeah, that's true, man. I mean, I know you got a little bit of heat just because, you know, I don't know, you're charging a fee, but from my world, I've never seen anybody do anything free. So,
Yeah,
and it's a one time, right? I mean, is
it
that how it
is.
works?
I mean, well,
Yeah.
so if you offload money out of fiat or out of crypto into fiat, every time you offload money, there's a fee. But the fee that was being discussed, that was the big deal that was being made over it, was for the lowest tier. So it tiers all the way down to from 8% to 1.5%, depending on how big your assets in your wallet are. Not how much you're cashing out, but how much your wallet itself is actually worth at the time of cashing out. And we'll even give a discounted rate for the second and third time if your wallet increases in value in the time that it takes to get to that second or third cash out. Really, the reason for that higher fee on the top level is a twofold. So those of you guys who have, and there's not a lot of people I've run into that understand this, that have been in this world before, but when you're talking high net worth individuals that create family offices that manage their money, when you create these things, especially when they're revenue generating family businesses,
Hmm.
there's a whole legal team that typically sets those up. This isn't just going and setting up an LLC and paying $800 to get it set up in the state of California, or $100 online in the state of Colorado. No, these are guys that, like, if you go to like Anderson, what is it, Anderson and Anderson or something like that? I can't, I can't remember. I was just looking at their website too. But they'll charge like 12% to set these up. And then any money that comes in for them to put it in the appropriate buckets and to manage, they'll charge 12% of all the money that comes into that family office. Well, we wanted to be a discount off of what the legacy finance does with the very wealthy people. But then on top of that, we also wanted to encourage you guys to wait. We don't want you to cash out at $1 million, because we know where Hex is going, right? So we know that your $1 million bag can end up becoming, and by the way, at $1 million, it goes down to 6%. So $999,999.99 and below is getting the 8%. But we know that that's going to probably do another 100x here in the next 5 years. So why would you sell out now? If we can encourage you, there's a little bit of an upfront fee now just to get the structure in place. And that pays literally, that's actually a discounted price, because our accountant and our attorneys make money on the back end. They're taking a loss to set these up. They're actually doing this at their expense because they've got paralegals that they have to pay. And then they'll actually make their portion of the profit when you finally do cash out. But we want you to wait 2, 3, 4, 5 years before you cash out. If you've got a smaller bag, especially, because that 1 million could become 100 million with 100x. Guys, 100x from here is not that difficult to do. Not with Hex anyway. We all know, we've seen this happen before. How many doublings is that? It's really not a whole lot of doublings. So it was to encourage people, don't cash out now. Wait till you're in that 1.5% fee bracket. And that way it still covers all the expenses. And people have to remember too that this also includes the not just the asset protection that is created, but the trustee costs for life and tax preparation costs for life in that cash out fee. So that you're not getting a bill every year from the attorney for the 3 different trusts you have, or the 4 different trusts and the family foundation and the tax liability. So when the CPA needs paid, so it doesn't
Yeah.
work that way.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, man, the team that you guys have put together for that because, me, I mean, I've been, an entrepreneur, business guy for a long time, and just attorneys alone, dude, would cost a lot of money. And you guys are putting all kinds of things together, and that's what I don't think that people understand. It's not like it's you sign up and there's like, great, we'll talk to you in a year or something.
Yeah.
You got it's hand to hand, like, yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, it's a one-on-one thing. It's not like you're just like signing up with someone that you don't know or doing something online, right? I mean,
We've got
it's
some
counseling,
people.
man.
Yeah, literally. We've literally got people out till like appointments already made out till August, because it literally is a step-by-step one-on-one consultation with the CPA and the account and the attorneys, trying to figure out the best situation for you.
Yeah.
And we've done enough of these now at this point in time that we pretty much know there's about 5 different molds that you're going to fit, and we know what bucket to throw you in. And then that way you're not held up waiting for a paralegal to send you the documentation. We've already got the base layer to it, so to speak, set up, ready to go, so we can start processing you right away. Because a lot of people don't understand, in these asset protection trusts, they have to be established for at least 2 years to be concrete. So within the first 2 years, if something happens, guys, you're really not protected against someone coming after your assets, because it's a newly formed trust. After 2 years, it's almost impossible to get those assets out of that trust as far as litigation suing you. So yeah, there's a lot to it, and I understand a lot of people don't come from this legacy finance background. I've helped us build trusts and estates through insurance planning, because life insurance is a big part of that. So I've got experience in this, and sometimes I got to remind myself that not everybody else has been in this
Yeah.
industry and understands this the way that I do.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you come from that world, and it definitely is a learning curve for people. And I think it's the same with crypto in general, man. I think we lose touch of, like, we get into this crypto world and we lose touch of people that are looking at it going, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
So that's why my show's so dumb, like
Whatever.
I
One of the
dumb it
most
down. I
one
dumb
of
it
the
down,
most
man.
capable men I've ever met. Yeah, it's
Oh, I don't know
dumb.
about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't know
know
about
about
that,
that either.
man. But that's cool, man. You know what? I mean, I we set an appointment, dude, and it's like out to August or something.
Yeah.
Which was great, man. I'm happy for you because I know that's what people don't understand, man. I mean, you look tired right now because you work 24/7.
My mind doesn't
I mean,
stop, man.
yeah, and what
You
you're
know how many
doing,
times I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning like, "Oh, man, I think I dropped the ball on this one customer. I gotta get back to him right away. I gotta get back to him right away."
yeah. That's how you've always been, though. And I know you outside of crypto, so I mean that's the character you are, and I've always appreciated that.
Thanks, man.
You've always taken good care of me, so. Um, but that's cool, man. And the other thing, someone actually asked me today about the your Hex Investment Trust
Mhm.
and what that's all about, because I'm pretty interested too, because I don't know a lot about it, so I'd be interested in talking to you a little bit about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So imagine recreating the OA that legacy finance on the stock market can buy into, that the hex gets bought up, staked 5555, and never ever gets sold. Reduplicate the OA. What happens when hex gets scarce and demand continues to go up? Well, we already know what happens. Price goes up and to the right. By the way, Pendy 123, no, MCA, we now have an international division for it. So
Oh, nice. I didn't know that. That's
we
new. That's
just
news.
that is new. That is new. So
Nice,
that's
man.
part of what we've been working. That's why you haven't seen me streaming is we're trying to put together all these pieces. We got to find strategic partners to make this happen. We have ways to bring people in via offshore. We even have ways to get you, even if you are an American citizen, to onboard into crypto offshore. It's really cool to some of the options that we have now. So international is live now. We're ready to start taking people consultations to be able to figure out what's the best situation for you guys. But going back to thanks MJ Money. So that's brand new, by the way. So we're excited to announce that. It's a week or two old now. I don't stream a lot anymore because we're so busy with these things. It's either get work done or hang out with Hexicans. And honestly, I'm looking for the day that I can go back to just hanging out with Hexicans, man, honestly.
Yeah.
But that Hex Investment Trust, imagine recreating the OA and allowing hedge funds and private equity companies and the regular Joe Schmo, mom and Joe that can get on their Fidelity trading account and be able to buy Hex without actually having to host a wallet and control the wallet and still get the gains from the price appreciation and the staking function. Well, we've created it. It's right now it's in a private trust. It's a private offering. We had two things that just came down the pike this week that we were super, super impressed and excited to announce. And I came on the morning show this morning just for a minute, and I didn't even expect to talk about it, but I was able to let everybody know that two things. We've got a firm that can verify your accreditation. So if you're because it's a 506c registered offering, so you're not 100% sure whether you qualify for that, come to us. We can justify with your wallets based upon certain criteria. So a lot of you who are not even sure probably are accredited investors and you don't even know it. And number two, oh, actually, I guess there's three things. So let me not sell myself short. Number two, we can now do self-direct. We've been working with Rocket Dollar. We're starting the process now. We should have it on lockdown here anytime, but it doesn't look like it's going to be an issue at all. But we can also take existing self-directed IRAs and turn them into self-directed IRAs. And that's IRAs, 401ks, Roth IRAs, simple and traditional IRAs. We can turn them into a self-directed IRA and we can actually invest in this. And I'm pretty confident if Hex does what it's done over the last 2 years, you're going to out earn anything else that you've got in a 401k or an IRA. So we're pretty excited about that. The third thing is now we've gotten our AML KYC platform. We've got them set up now so that we can accept in-kind transactions. So what that means for you is now you can actually it's not a donate, it's a transfer. You can transfer your Hex to the Hex Investment Trust and you get units in the trust as a reciprocal. And the nice thing about that is when we go public, you'll have a liquidity option that you can sell that on a trading desk. So you'll have units. So say on your Fidelity account, you can go in and you can sell those or a portion of them on a quarterly, monthly, whenever you want basis. And so there's going to be a way to liquidate your Hex without hurting the Hex price. That's what's beautiful about it. So if you can trade your Hex for units and then sell the units instead of the Hex, you don't hurt that price on Uniswap or what's going to be Pulse X here pretty soon. And so we're really excited about that. A lot of you guys were really interested in funding the Hex Investment Trust that way. The sooner we can get to $10 million, the sooner we're off to the races. We will start taking Grayscale's money. Think about that, guys. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust has $36 billion of assets under management. Imagine if just a fraction of that came in. All we're going to be doing is buying Hex and holding it.
Yeah, and that's a great point. Next is people I don't think understand that like the Hex Investment Trust will build Hex in general. I mean it will load our bags.
Yep.
I mean, and that's what I love about what things you're doing, what you're working in is like you're still keeping it in house, man. You're still like all of us here are still going to benefit from what you're doing. And I just want people to realize that it's not like you're filling up your own pockets. You're filling up everyone's pockets.
Well, it's been to the detriment of my pocket to date. So no one has helped us do this, and it's not a cheap process to make this happen. So what I'm really excited about is we're looking at possibly coming to the community and saying, "Do you guys want to own a piece of this? Do you guys want to be part owners in this too?" Because I'd rather it be funded from within, and I'd like to take all the credit for everything that we're doing. But quite honestly, all these opportunities keep coming up, and they seem to be so in line. And I've talked with Richard, and they seem to be so in line with the vertical integration that he wants to build. It is a rising tide that floats all boats. So, you know, whatever benefit comes to me and my business partners here in the future, the near future, or the far distant future, just know that it was with the Hexicans in mind that we built this, man. I've not made a single dollar off of anything that we've done, including the YouTube channel. So,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't be here if I didn't believe in this community and Richard Hart and the product and where it's going to take us. So it's something I just want to contribute. I'd love to walk away into the ether someday and have at least one Hexican say, you know, that KNTX helped build what we're experiencing today.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to switch gears real quick. So, and I know it's been a long time, but man, like I taught you a little bit, but when you did that one-on-one interview with Richard, I mean, what was the feeling there, man? Like when you're in the room
Giddiness,
with him, what's that?
giddiness,
Yeah.
giddy like a schoolgirl.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I can
Yep.
imagine, man. I mean, I'd probably be shaking.
I was actually beforehand. And it was a lot of it had to do with the fact that I had left Colorado at like 9 o'clock in the morning the day before,
Yeah.
showed up at 6, 7 a.m. UK time in the morning there, didn't sleep all day, and then like was trying to down a bunch of caffeine, but not too much, so that I'm jittery and had to pee, like just trying to stay awake. But then as soon as I walked in, man, it was he was just so inviting. Oh my gosh, he just made everything so easy because he's such a social butterfly. He makes conversation so easy. He's such a conversationalist, and I couldn't say this enough. Like he's not the guy shouting down the haters in the chat. We saw that for so many years, for
Right.
almost 2 years. We saw the haters coming on and saying, no, but it's a scam, and him saying what part of it's a scam, and then destroy their arguments. Well, when you're friendly to him, the guy is the nicest guy in the world. He just wanted to go have a drink with you and go party and go hang out, and he wants to hang out with Hexicans. He wants to be social. He just wants to live life and be happy,
Yeah.
So he's an amazing conversationalist though. I see why he's got so much game. He makes conversation so natural.
Yeah.
Nothing's forced with him.
Yeah, that's great, man. I think you were the perfect guy to interview him because you're kind of the same way. So
No, thanks, man.
you probably went hand in hand for sure. JJ has it available in Canada.
If you're talking about the Hex Investment Trust, yes, we are taking outside accredited investors. So as long as you fit the SEC definition, it does not have to be a U.S. investor. Yep. And MCA, now that we've got an international branch. So it answers yes to both of those, MCA and the Hex Investment Trust.
That's amazing, man. So let's get back on Richard a little bit, man. What about this documentary? I mean, I see some buzz on it. I mean, what is there a timeline? Do we know what's happening there?
So we're about to go to post-production on that.
Very cool.
Pretty soon in the next couple of weeks, we'll probably have a first rough edit. Just trying to play with. We've got so much great footage. It's going to be. My only fear is that we've got so many Hexicans in there, and to make a good, entertaining story, you really need to focus on a few key characters to keep people's attention. And I feel like I would love to go through and be part of, especially even rearranging some of the footage that we've got and creating like a Hexican documentary that has nothing to do with Hex and Richard, but just the Hexicans within the community. I would love to go back and we've got enough material to do it. So no promises, no expectations of the work of others on that. But I don't want anyone to be upset, and someone's going to get upset, and that's unfortunate. But I don't want anyone to be upset about that, because we're out here to reach 100 million eyeballs, right? So what's the most effective way to do that? Take a few key characters, make the audience fall in love with those key characters, and keep them engaged with it that way. So we don't want it to be jumping around to too many different personalities and then trying to realign yourself with the new personality on the screen. These guys are master storytellers. They've got it down to a science. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited about I can't wait to go view the first edit on this. And then they're going to be, hopefully pretty soon, they're going to start submitting this thing. It should be available, widely available and distributed maybe at the end of Q4, beginning of Q1. But it's got to go through all the award shows, guys. It's important. It's important this gets done in time. Like they did a great job with the timing of the schedule for this, because they're going to be able to put it in Sundance and Telluride and this film festival and that film festival. And the more film festivals that it gets any kind of mention or award on, the more likely it is to be picked up by Netflix, which we know, if Netflix is interested enough, that they will put it on the front page for everybody to see when they log in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that'd be huge. I mean, and the team behind this is, I mean, it's not just some.
5-time Emmy Award
Yeah, I
winner.
mean,
Yeah.
they're like big time guys. It's not like
Yeah.
they just hired some people off the street and said, "Hey, come on in here, try this." I mean,
Yeah. If you
there's
ever watch Brent X, so Brent Morrissey is a buddy of Richard. He's got 3 videos out there now. Brent X, I love his thing, and then it's got explosions going on. He's like, no, oh, that's bad. Anyway, he's hilarious, guys. He's just a natural. I can't wait to see more of his content. But he was out. He's been at several of the filmings with Richard and the team. And he goes, I'd never been in a Hollywood movie, but I would imagine this is what it looks like. So, I mean, they're literally blocking off private roads in the hills of Spain and racing sports cars around. So,
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I've seen some of the little bit of the footage on that. It's pretty cool.
yeah. Thanks, Hex Deck 16. I want to read this one out loud if you don't mind.
Yeah, man, go for it.
But looking forward to my initial appointment in August. He's talking about MCA guys. These guys have done so much, and if you understood the value proposition, you would not hesitate to consider MCA. So this is one man that did his due diligence, shopped multiple firms, went to a family member, I don't remember specifically, maybe a brother-in-law or something, who is a trust attorney, and said, yeah, man, what you're going to pay for these guys, you'd pay more than that for me, and I'm not going to manage it on a yearly basis like these guys are ongoing. So
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Hexdeck 16 for that. It's funny he said that because I mean, KNTX, my wife, she researches and studies everything.
yeah,
So, I mean, she came to me and was like, I mean, the value of this is unbelievable. So, I mean,
yeah.
so yeah, I
This
mean,
is a
not, I'm
community
not,
built effort first and
yeah,
foremost, and like I said, it's the backbone and the foundation of all the other financial products that we're building. So we got to make sure Hexicans have their money right and they've got their protections right. Here's the thing, guys: IRS and the SEC and the CBOE, whatever 3 or 4 letter agency is going to come for our crypto,
oh yeah,
specifically our crypto, at some point or another. And if we can say, hey, we've got 1,000 clients and every one of our clients is set up exactly the same, we literally create a phalanx, a shield wall that prevents people from getting attacked. Because all of these outliers, they're going to go after the outliers when they see that they're part of us and that we've got attorneys, tax attorneys already, the same tax attorneys that the IRS would use to attack you. They find out that we've already got them under retainer. They're going to go look for an easier option, guys. They're going to go look for the outliers that don't have the right situation set up, and they're
yeah,
going to pick you guys off one at a time.
yep, for sure. When is Telluride?
I don't remember when Telluride is. I think it's in August, honestly. I think it is. So Hex Hound is you would be very familiar with his area. Tim, I
Okay,
won't say it out
cool.
loud, but you'd be very familiar with his area.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What is MCA? We just talked about it briefly. And I can there's a link in the post here that you can find and go study it. They have a great website, by the way, very detailed. Also, you guys were producing videos and I haven't seen any lately, and maybe I missed it, but man, they were really good.
We're revamping the website. There's a couple things we would have liked to have done differently. A couple things we would have liked to have done better. So we're redoing that now, make things a little crisper, a little cleaner, not an autoplay on the video when it comes up. Keep it at its original size and not blow it up so it gets grainy, because that's like an 8K camera they use to film that. And it's hard to tell on the website because it's really grainy, really choppy. So we're going to change some things up, and then we're going to circle back and refocus on some of the webinars, some of the tax advantage savings by using when you offboard, then investing in qualified opportunity zones through a qualified opportunity fund. Some of the benefits of that, just real quick, I won't get too deep into that, but if you can get into real estate in some of these qualified opportunity zones, which there's a lot of gems out there that are considered qualified opportunity zones, which usually means low economic GDP, and the state is the one that designates those areas. There's some really good ones, like kind of like the area we came from, that you've got a lot of retirees, so there's not a lot of commercial opportunity there. But so it's not a poor neighborhood, but there's not a lot of industry or a lot of business in the town. Well, those are the places that they still need a lot of rent, or they still need a lot of rentals. So you can go in and buy a building, keep it for 7 to 10 years, sell it, and never pay capital gains on it. So there's some huge opportunity, and then defer the tax off of the crypto that you initially sold to buy into the qualified opportunity zone. So that's just one of the examples. We're going to be talking a lot more about some of those things as they come along.
Yeah, cool. You want a 10 top?
I don't know anything. Okay. So here's what I will say. There's no names yet. But this is potentially going to be much larger than just a movie. So if the OTTs that we're going to, which for you guys who I wasn't familiar until right before I came on board with the team. That means over the top. That's the streaming platforms, over the top platforms. If they decide that they would rather see a docu-series instead of a documentary, then we have a heck of an opportunity to not just show the world Hex and Richard Hart, but also Pulse Chain and Pulse X and a slew of other Richard Hart ecosystems and what happened and how it all came to be. So, and being able to film it in real time is a big deal too, versus going back and filming it after the fact and trying to recreate things. Filming it in real time is ideal if you can get it done that way. And I'm just listening to the story scientists. They're the ones telling me that. So
yeah. Well, I mean, with the amount of material you say you guys have, it would make sense, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, we got a lot, man. We got a lot.
That's cool.
Yep.
Let's see what we got here. We got 44 people in. That's good. Lucky Hex, what's up?
I want to say thanks to Nevin. Hey, I appreciate it, buddy. I was just looking for the right solution for myself. So I was just looking for the right solution for myself, and we found these guys, and these guys said, hey, we can't do this without you guys. We need to understand crypto better. So we spent a lot of time filling them in on how the mechanisms work, and then they brainstormed some ideas on how the tax and the asset protection would work. And we came back and said, no, we need this more to our benefit. This needs to be not interest, because you're not giving your coins to someone. It needs to be rewards, and we need to change the language. And we went to Richard and finally got all the language on all the websites changed on all of that.
Yeah.
And we're trying to have it taxed more as the fruit of the orchard, where it's not actually taxable until you sell it. So,
right. Benny, I'm not sure on this one. I don't know if we want to comment on that or not, but
well, so
not financial advice.
Not financial advice at all. Why don't just roll that Roth IRA into a self-directed, throw it into the Hex Investment Trust, let it appreciate till you're 59 and a half, and in the meantime, personally invest in Hex, Pulse, and Pulse X, and you don't even have to worry about cashing any of your IRA out.
Beautiful answer right there, man. For sure.
That's what I would do. That's just what I would do. I can't speak for everyone else. Everyone else has a different situation. So
Hex Token, thanks, man.
Thanks. Yeah, man, this is really cool. T-Rob pushed us over the edge. We just sat there at like 9,000,
Yeah, right.
9,500 for so long. And then T-Rob started streaming, and all of a sudden, boom,
Oh,
we hit that
sure.
10K. And so I give all the credit of the last 500 to 1,000 to T-Rob here.
Yeah. You haven't looked at my numbers, have you? uh,
Never.
Thank you, Hex Hound. Yeah, Kinetics and all the guys that are working around him, man, they are putting the work in. A lot of stuff that they'll never get credit for, or no one ever sees. I mean, that's. I mean, honestly, Kinetics, you know this, man, from starting businesses. That's part of it. You know, they don't see all the grind where you're up every night working at home and making your family go, why are you working again? You know?
No. I know. I wish the results could come quicker so we can have something tangible to say, hey, look, we hit that new milestone we were talking about. Unfortunately, it's a slow grind, guys, but we're pre-viral, guys. We're pre-viral. Just wait. This stuff if this is already in place at the time it goes viral, it's nothing but beneficial for all of us that have been here forever. So
Yeah, for sure, man. Gotta wait it
Benny,
out a little bit.
I tried. I don't know how to get out of an IRA early, but I just don't think you need it if you got Hex and Pulse. So
Yeah. Sign up with MCA. They can answer stuff, right?
you know what? Our tax advisors probably have an option for that. I'll bet.
Yeah.
So you know what? They're probably point you to something along the lines of, and I don't know for sure, not financial advice. They probably point you along the lines to something of I don't know if they would have you throw it into a self-directed LLC that holds real estate, and then you take a loan out against that real estate because that's not income. I don't know how that would all work. Tax professionals are wonderful for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alan, thanks, man. Thanks for joining us tonight and for the comment there.
Thank you for pronouncing your last name for us so we know, because we were all killing it, dude. We were like, Philame? No, it's Fizame.
Fizame.
So, yeah,
Alan
Fizame.
Fizame.
This product is 100% I can recommend to my fiat friends that are too scared to touch crypto directly. Exactly, brother. That's what this is for. This is to get money into Hex without them having to hold it.
So here's a question for you, Kinetis. What do you think about this Elon, man? What do you think about the big Elon deal?
I love it. I think it's a win for freedom. I don't know how much of a freedom advocate he really is, but he's playing the part right now. I hope he himself is not a poison pill, like Twitter tried to poison pill him keep him from buying it. It was inevitable in my opinion, and here's why I think it was inevitable. If he comes to the board and says, "I'll buy every stock you guys got," or every majority stockholder, because it's as a private company, there's still minority holders that will own the stock, and that's cool. That's great that he didn't just buy everybody's out. So there are still some minority stockholders. But when you come to someone and you say, "Hey, your market price is 44, and I'll pay you $10 more. I'll pay you 54 per share." A lot of people may not realize this, and the left did not want him to sell that because that is their Twitter is their propaganda machine, and they've been able to silence all kinds of. For goodness sakes, they silenced a freaking president.
Oh yeah.
So they did not want this to happen, and the problem is though, if someone comes and says, "I want to overpay for the stock to take it private," and the board says no, the board's only job, their number one only job, is to be profitable for stockholders. That is literally the only purpose of the board, is to be accountable to being profitable to the stockholders. And if think about this, if they hadn't have sold it, he had 9.2%. Could you imagine him market dumping Twitter? What if it goes down to $30, $25 from $44? And it loses a bunch of stockholders' money? That board would be sued in a quickie jiff, man. So he put them in a nice chokehold and said, "You have no choice but to sell to me," because they would have been held personally liable on the board, honestly.
Yeah. So here's kind of, I mean, it was 46 million, right? Or 46 billion.
Yeah.
So I mean, is that the price for freedom of speech? You know, I mean, it's kind of sickening, isn't it? I mean,
Hmm.
like you have to spend 46 million or $1 billion. I keep saying $1 billion just to have some freedom of what you say and do.
Just to
It's
be able
crazy,
to
man.
use a platform that should guarantee your First Amendment right, no matter what.
Yeah.
Should guarantee your First Amendment right.
Yep.
So I am of the same mind with Richard Hart on this one. Um, Tech companies like Facebook, Twitter, Google, they need to be regulated as utilities. So they are private companies now, and as such, they don't fall under the same. They don't fall under the utilities regulation. But social media is a utility now. As Richard Hart has said in the past, if they delete your profile and your avatar, you do not exist in the digital world.
Yep.
They've just erased your personhood. So personally, I think, and I'm not a big fan of regulation and government regulating industries, but these industries have become so big and so powerful that they have literally lobbied to make sure that it's impossible for a new entrant into the ecosystem to compete against them. So it's hard to even build a competitor to it. I'm a free market guy that I think money will automatically flow to the best place possible. So I believe dead capital needs to be reassigned to new industries, and it's not possible in these industries where you have literally, as the new guy that wants to be a new entrant into the existing industry, cannot compete against the big boys.
Yeah. Yeah. What you said earlier is like you can be erased. I think it's only going to get worse
I do
because
too.
the world we live in now is all social. It's all, avatars and that kind of thing. And it's,
Hmm.
look at the metaverse. It's the same thing. I mean, it's like, yeah, you're wiped out. You're not real anymore. It's
Yep,
wild.
you do not exist any longer.
Yep. Yep. What's up, Matty Crypto?
Maddie, it's always good to see you, brother. I've been meaning to stream with this guy, and I just keep dropping the ball. I can't keep track of my own schedule anymore. So
Yeah. Matty, we can have Matty come on in. I don't care.
yeah, Maddie, dude, I'd love to have the guy come on. Maddie, if you can make it, come on in, buddy. Crickets, crickets, waiting for him.
Um, so we've covered Mountain Crypto Advisors, Hex Investment. I mean, we obviously could talk about that all freaking night, man. But what else? Let's go beyond that, Kinetics. I mean, what are you doing for fun, man? I mean, what do you
I've
like?
taken a few family vacations
Yeah,
over the last couple weeks, just to get away and just try to enjoy my family and let them know that and it's part of the reason I stepped away from streaming as much, is to let my family, to reinvigorate the family into believing that I actually care more about them than I do work. So because I think there started to be a questionable, or a, a question of a doubt, I guess I could say, that started to pop up, and the family was starting to wonder, like, when are you ever going to be, here and present with us? So
yeah. And
it's
that's
tough.
hard, man. It's so hard to balance that,
Hmm.
because you're getting pulled so hard from both sides, that it's very, very difficult. I understand that myself.
Yep.
Um, we got about 45 in. Look who we have
Well,
here.
you and I have talked about this in the past, that building businesses is a sickness, and you and I are
Yeah,
infected. So there's something about building, just the satisfaction of, I built that.
yeah,
No one else stepped in to fulfill that need, and I did. I stepped in and made it happen.
yep, yep. And I appreciate that, man. I mean, I appreciate that about you. I think you and we relate to each other pretty well because we we do have the sickness, which is some days good and some days bad.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
what's up,
I think my biggest
Hexwood?
issue is trying not to have that shiny object syndrome. Oh, there's another thing. Let's go chase that too,
Yeah,
because it's real easy to spread yourself too thin. Like,
yeah,
we've turned down a lot of projects that people have come to us with, and they're great ideas. Great ideas. We just knew we're at our limit. We don't have the bandwidth any longer to juggle one more project and find a team and put them in place.
yeah. Hey, David Lee, thanks.
This
appreciate.
guy's a good dude.
Yeah,
David Lee is a good dude. I'm a big fan of Crypto Heartbeat, and I see David over there all the time.
yeah, David, we're praying for you too as well, man. So I know you got some stuff going on there. So, uh, Maddie, man, Maddie couldn't jump on with us. That's cool, Maddie. We'll rope Kinetics down again
In
someday. And
6 more weeks, in 4 more weeks, right? In 4 more weeks, we can get on a stream together.
so, what else you want to talk about, man?
Um,
Anybody got
so
any
I
questions?
broke
Feel
the
free to throw
news.
them our way.
I broke the news on Corrito Stylist channel today. Because I'm working with her on several different. So she's really, really well connected, not just in fashion, but very, very high net worth individuals, the movers and shakers of this world. And we've been working for months now with her on a custom clothing line, high end luxury clothing line for Richard Hart.
Very
Like
cool.
you should see, he's got a lot of say on how this is all being designed. So every sample we create, every idea we come up with, tags, gold grommets, all kinds of stuff, we're running by him first to make sure that it's what he wants. Because this is 4 hexagons for the 4 hexagons by the hexagon, and maybe we'll tag that. We don't
That's
have a
pretty good.
tagline for it yet, but yeah, but made by the hexagon. So he wants to do his own high. He's really big and into, and I don't mean size wise, but he's really big into fashion, and that is his world. And so we want Hex to be able to reach that. And fortunately, Corrito Stylist is the one of the people to help us make this happen. She sees like streetwear and fashion and crypto all as one. We're a revolutionary and disruptive industry, just like streetwear was to the traditional clothing companies. And now
Yeah.
streetwear and athleisure are big deals amongst big brand names. It's not all even the big guys, even the big designers in Paris and Italy, like they're designing around these disruptive industries now. So
Yeah.
and she sees us be going that way as well. And I think RG and I have always talked about, and we've said it publicly many times, hearts and minds. You win the hearts and minds, and you can bring anyone over. And I think some of these big brands that we're going to be working with here in the near future, I think they will get we'll get so much virality and so many people talking and free press in the mainstream media over Pulse Chain and the metaverses that can be created on Pulse Chain versus the fake stuff over on Ethereum right now, overpriced JPEGs. So there are some real use cases. So we got a high-end luxury clothing brand that's coming out, and we're not going to be able to produce enough units, but it'll keep it rare and keep the prices up on it too.
What are you
We'd love
thinking on
to.
what are you thinking on a launch for that? Have you got a date yet or anything?
Yeah, probably end of July, early August, just to play it safe. Yeah, that's
Very
exactly what
cool.
we're looking at. Yeah, it's with a very high end fashion retailer that we're working through the purchasing agent, and of course she's got the connection there as well. We've sat in boardrooms with, if I could tell you guys the companies we've sat in meetings, Zoom meetings with, or RG's had dinner with in person in either Italy or in LA. Like if I could just tell you some of these names, you guys maybe turn as green as I did, and with jealous and envy that I wasn't there in the room at the time. But some of these Zoom calls, we've talked to some people that you might be surprised if I told you who they were.
That's cool, man. I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous, and I don't even know who it is. So we do have a question here.
Yes, the answer is yes.
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 So anyone who is in the trust, either with like kind or fiat purchasing, and we have that hex because it takes about a day to process everything once you've actually funded the account. So if you've got enough lead time and we buy the hex for the trust and stake it, and you get the units that are representative of the hex that was purchased by the trust, at the time of the fork, you will get the duplication, yes. So you can double your fiat bag just by investing in this, if you think about it that way, guys.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it, because
Yep.
everyone likes doubles, right?
Mm-hmm. Hey, it worked for Tesla. It worked for Tesla. I told this story earlier today. I thought I was brilliant. Here's how bad of a trader I am. I thought I was brilliant. That's why Hex is the right product for me. But I bought a bunch of Tesla at $200, sold it at $500 on the run up, and then it went to $700, then to $900, then to $1,300, and then it split 5 ways and ran right back up to $1,400. And I was like, man, I am a moron. I should have just held. So time in the market versus timing the market, guys. So get into your Hex and Pulse as soon as possible and stay in it. And especially Hex right now, since you're going to get a duplicate on the other side.
Yeah. Speaking of Tesla, that I don't live too far from SpaceX and all that stuff, and I just read that they're bringing in like $860 million to the county just by having them
Almost
there.
$1
It's
billion.
really unbelievable. I mean,
Yeah.
And they're just like, I really think he's just touching the tip of things.
Yep.
The guy's mind is incredible, but
yeah. So I've been, can I say this? I'm going to get the meme thrown at me. No. KNTX, can't talk about it, guy. Let's just say I've been working closely with some projects and some companies that have some Elon ties, and there's some amazing things that Elon's working on right now. Amazing things that Elon's working on right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you are too, man.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm
Yeah.
hoping to be in the room with Elon one of these days, just so I can tell him, stop pushing Doge. We got Pulse Doge. Go over to Pulse Chain and get Pulse Doge.
Yeah. We'll see if that connection ever happens, right?
Right.
I mean, you never know. I mean, it's just one connection, bro. That's all. You know this. I mean,
Yeah.
the connections you're building is just one connection, and it builds from there. So
100%. It's a small world out there too. So a lot of the guys we're getting connected with, guys and gals, I should say, because there's a lot of female movers and shakers in this new age business world, and I'm loving it. I think it's great because they bring a whole new dynamic to the thought process and the brainstorming behind what these companies are doing. And they're going to be the revolutionary companies that create some amazing things that you guys wouldn't even believe are possible at this point in time. But yeah, just being able to be in these boardrooms with these people, man, they all know each other. It's crazy. It's a small world.
Yeah, it's great. We're seeing more and more women in the crypto world too, and I love it. I mean, because they're just bringing a different, us men, we think one way, so it's nice to hear that other side, and we definitely need more and more to come in to build that side.
You can't have mass adoption with only 50% actually only 48% of the population, because I think women outnumber men in the world by 52 to 48. So
Yeah.
can't have mass adoption with only 48% of the world.
Yep. Well, man, I know you're tired, dude, and you got a lot on your plate. So let's call it a night, man. I appreciate you being on KNTX, and I admire you, man. Appreciate all you do. And I'm here, man. If you ever need anything,
I want to put you to work.
Hey, we're ready, man. We're ready.
Yes, MJ Money, I am doing work with MAD, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
Are you doing work with MAD?
I'm on their blockchain advisory board.
I don't know when he finds time to do this stuff, but he's on. Well, let's dive off here, man. I hope you have a great night. Appreciate you coming on, and I'll catch up with you later.
Thanks all you Hexicans for coming. This has been fun too, Rob. We got to get together again soon.
Yeah, man. Take care, guys.
Thanks, bro.